Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs podcast where we empower both new and experienced entrepreneurs, high performers, business owners to overcome the challenge of work life balance, burnout, break bad old unhealthy negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host Muhammad Faraj, and today I'll be talking about start with the promise that you made to yourself. We have so many things to do in our life, and we are sometimes fooled with activities, tasks, projects. We talk about our goals, about our ambitions to everyone, to our friends, to our other entrepreneurs or other relatives or other people that we work with. But sometimes we don't feel like we are honest with ourselves. We talk about our goals. We tell everyone about our goals, our ambitions, our vision, but we don't stay aligned with our goals. We don't pursue those goals that we constantly think about or daydream or talk about, but we don't put it on a paper. We don't make it real for ourselves. So that's why I'm gonna talk about a habit that can transform your entrepreneurial life. And I believe that if you start building this habit and if you repeat it enough, it will stuck, it will stay in your routine. It will be a ritual for you. It will be a habit that will always remind you about your goals, about your meaning, about your purpose in life, about your values. So I think so many entrepreneurs, they wake up in the morning, they lack clarity, they feel lost, they don't feel ambition, they don't feel excited, enthusiastic. Some entrepreneurs don't even want to leave their bedroom. They don't want to leave their comfort zone. They want to stay on the same routine, same habits, same thinking. So they don't wake up in the morning with this high energy in their body. They don't feel that vision that they have set for themselves. They don't think, they don't feel those goals that they have set for themselves. So they wake up in the morning, 90% of those thoughts or feelings are just about life. What's happening? Why is that happening? Or things about families, about community, about economy, about business. But they don't put so much time, so much effort, so much energy on those goals, on those thoughts, on those feelings that will make their dreams come true. So to break this feeling stuck or stagnation, when you feel like you wake up in the morning or things are not working, or maybe you're struggling in your business, maybe you feel like you're not progressing. So it's very easy to fall back to our old bad habits, behaviors, routines, or we feel like we are stuck, we feel like things are not working very well right now. It sometimes it feels like it doesn't matter how much we work, we're not moving forward, we're not growing our business. So there is some triggers, there is sometimes circumstances that plays a role in your life too. So it can have impact or effect to your goals because you think about many stuff in your life. So that's why you lose your sight, you lose the vision of your goals, you lose that feeling, that those thoughts that you always think about, you lose them easily. And then when you lose sight of your goals, it's very easy to give up, it's easy to get distracted, it's easy to do low value work or not focus your time and energy on those important tasks, projects, or the hard one that moves the needle. So a habit that you can build in your life, and it can transform your health, your alignment, your ambitions. It can transform your performance, your productivity. So you need to write down you need to write down your goals every day you wake up in the morning. First thing you leave your bedroom, first thing you wake up in the morning, in, before you start to think about your life, about your family, about your business, about what is happening in the world, before you get any thoughts or feelings, go and grab a pen and paper and write down your goals. This is the first habit, this is the first ritual you need to build in your routine. So before you do your morning routine, before you start with other habits and rituals, before you start working, before you make a coffee, before you prepare a breakfast, if you're not doing intermittent fasting, which is I really recommend you do, I want you to grab a pen and paper and write down the goals that you have set for your future, for your vision. So when you write down your goals, you are being honest, you are being real with yourself, you are grounding yourself about those goals, about those promises. So you are committed to your promises. You are honest with yourself first, and with your family, and then with your friends, with everyone around you. You are being honest with yourself because you wake up in the morning, you write down your goals, and you prove to yourself and to everyone that you have set goals for your future, for your life, and you are going to pursue your goals that day. And that day will be a week, and then it'll be a month, and then it'll be a year. So every time you write down your goals, you don't write down just to think about them, or just like doing tasks or projects daily. No, you're writing your goals. You have made the decision, you have set your vision, your future on a paper. You are being honest. It's just like when you write a contract with a company. They bring a paper to you, and you put your signature on the paper, you fill up the information. So you do the same with your future, with your goals. You write down a contract with your future, with your vision. So you need to write down your goals on a paper, and I want you to think about them. I want you to feel them. I want you to visualize them, not only or merely think about your goals, because we can always think about our goals, we can always talk about our goals, we can tell everyone about the goals that we have set for ourselves, we can always daydream about the life that we want to build or design for ourselves, but it's not being real. What is the meaning of talking and telling everyone about your goals, and if you're not aligned with them, if you're not writing them down on a paper? Because writing down your goals on a paper, this is a visual cue for your future. The paper that you have filled, it's a visual cue for your vision, for your future. That's it. You put your goals on a paper, and those goals on a paper one day will be a reality. I promise you. If they are on a paper, they will be a reality one day in the future. But if you don't write down your goals, then you're just thinking, then just you're wishing, then you're just thinking and wishing, and you're just telling everyone about your goals, making promises to yourself. But the first thing you write down your goals in the morning, you prove to yourself that you are honest with yourself, that you are very aligned with your ambitions, with your goals. So there's a big beneficial reason for writing down our goals. Even other successful people, they did the same. They wrote down their goals in the morning and they worked toward those goals. They did those projects, those tasks daily, weekly, monthly to reach those goals. I think even merely writing down your goals, it brings you this feeling about your future, about the life that you're going to build, because the sentences, the words that you write on a paper will convert into a lifestyle, will convert into a dream life, will convert into a vision, a future. When you write down things, you are programming your brain to work constantly toward those goals. You are programming your brain to do those projects later after writing down your goals, to be focused, to remain focused throughout the day, to be productive, to make sure that you are performing good, healthy, positive habits. My friends, I can't emphasize for you how important it is to write down your goals. Some people, they don't care so much about it, but science proves to us, and so many successful entrepreneurs, business owners, high performers, coaches, mentors, they all emphasize the importance of writing down your goals. You can't hit a target if you don't see your goal, if you don't see that target. So when you set a target, it's very easy to hit that target. So writing down your goals has a big meaning into your life. You're not going to drift out of your direction, out of those goals. You're not drifting around, not being clear about your future, not knowing what to do, what to be working on, what to prioritize. And that's why so many entrepreneurs, they feel stressed, overwhelmed, they easily lose motivation, or they lose sight of their goals, or they lose this drive that pushes them out of their comfort zone, that pushes them out of their old, bad, unhealthy routines that are killing them. Those goals pushes you to build new habits, to leave your comfort zone, to do the work, to show up every day for your goals, for your dreams, for your future. Writing down your goals on a paper, it has a very big meaning, I promise you. You are being honest with you. You are being honest with the promises you made to yourself, to your families. It brings you those feelings, those positive feelings. Writing down your goals brings you closer to your goals. You write down every day, they will come to you. You get closer toward your goals every day, every week. So I want you to write down your goals, not type them on a computer, or don't talk about them all the time. I want you, first time, before your breakfast, before making coffee, before even drinking water, write down your goals, the goals that you're going to work toward, the goals that you set for yourself. Because one day you will be very proud of yourself when you woke up every morning before life gets on the way, before doing anything else. You went and wrote those goals on a paper, and when you achieve them, you will be so happy. You will be so glad that you did that ritual, that habit. So when we write down our goals, no negative thoughts, self-doubts, or any feelings of fear or feeling of failure, nothing can stop us. Nothing can drift us from the direction, from the route that we have set for ourselves. When we write down our goals, we know what that day means for us. We know the meaning of that day. We know that we are not going to procrastinate or get distracted by anything. We wrote down those goals on a paper and we will pursue them, or every day, every week, every month, no matter what's happening. So when you write down your goals, it's you are being aligned with your ambitions, with the goals, with the dreams that you are trying to achieve, to make come true in your life. So writing down your goals in the morning is very important. And after you write down your goals, I want you to review your goals at least 3 times a day. So one day in the morning, and second time afternoon, in the middle of the day, and third time on the evening. I want you to review your goals 3 times a day. You work and then you come back and review your goals. You go back and work and then you come back, review your goals. You go work and then come back and review your goals. Because when you review them, you are aligned with your ambitions, with your goals. You are aligned with your to-do list, with the tasks, with the projects that moves your goals, your dreams closer to you. So it has so much benefits for your entrepreneurial life. So writing your goals down will make you feel happy, you feel enjoyed, you have goals, you feel grateful for the goals you have in your life, and one day you're going to achieve them. So this is very, very crucial, and this is very important habit, because so many entrepreneurs, they easily go back to their old bad habits because they didn't write down their goals. They just pursue their day automatically or in an autopilot mode. So they do things randomly, they don't prioritize. So when you set goals, when you write down on a paper your goals, you are prioritizing your projects, your tasks that brings you closer to those goals you wrote down on a paper. So for example, it was like a while ago, I didn't feel so active. I didn't feel so excited, so energized about my life. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I was confused. I was feeling overwhelmed, stressed, tired sometimes, and not feeling so motivated. I didn't know what I was doing, why I was doing. But as soon as I started to build this ritual, I included this ritual in my routine with the other habits like affirmation, meditation, morning routine, breathing exercises, journaling, writing down my to-do list. So I added this habit into my routine, and I started to feel so much more energized. I felt so happy, so excited. That's why it's so easy to maintain good, healthy, positive habits, because I promise you, I swear God, before I eat a chunky food, I look and remember my goals. I look at my goals and I say, I know eating this chunky food will not help me or contribute into my healthy life to be a successful in the future, successful entrepreneur. So before I do a bad habit, before I plan to waste time, I think about my goals. I envision them. I visualize them. I feel them. And then I start to say no. I say, no, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my energy. I'm going to stay aligned with my goals, with my ambitions. So I used to wake up before in the morning. I did not know what to do. I wasn't clear about my future. I was constantly falling back to my old bad habits, routines. But since I started writing down my goals on a piece of paper, that's it. I made a decision. That's it. I am keeping up with my promises. I am being honest with myself, because I know if I don't write down my goals, if I don't review them at least 3 times during the day, I'll be distracted. I will get easily procrastinated. I will fall back to old bad habits. I will not do the work that needs to be done. I will not complete those projects that needs to be completed. So the other important ritual that you need to use or pursue other than writing down your goals is to make sure that you check with yourself, that you are accountable, that you are aligned with your goals. We're ambitious. So I want you to review not only your goals, you need to review your constraints, your boundaries, your non-negotiables. I want you to review your constraints, your non-negotiables, and your deadlines, my friend. Deadlines are very, very important, because we set goals, we write down our goals, and then we set constraints, boundaries, parameters around our work life, around our health life, around our relationship life. And then we need to set deadlines. We need to make sure that we are pursuing our goals daily, weekly, with milestones. So when we set a deadline, we are setting a limited time. We know this project, this task has a deadline, has an expired date. So we're not just drifting, we're not just working randomly, we're not just working inefficiently. Instead, we are aligned with our goals. We are working and delivering good quality work. We are being efficient with our productivity, our performance. So that's why it's very important that you make sure that you set deadlines on your goals. You know when you are going to be working toward those goals. You know what time or what date you're going to complete those projects, those tasks that moves you closer to those goals. We know those goals when will be achieved. We can't say, oh, I have set goals for myself, but I'm not sure when I'm going to achieve those goals. Maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. See, this is very, very wrong in entrepreneurship. If you don't set constraints, boundaries, deadlines, it can take you so many years. I promise you, I'm telling you from my own experience, and I think so many entrepreneurs, they can relate to this. It can take so many years for some entrepreneurs just to make some growing, just to make some wins, just to make some achievements. But for some entrepreneurs who rise down their goals, who are working very efficiently, who set deadlines, constraints, boundaries, non-negotiables, they reach their goals as fast as possible. They make their goals accomplished in a short, certain date. So that's why it's very important that we build those habits that can improve our entrepreneurial life, our healthy life. So that's it for this episode. That's what I got for you. I hope you enjoyed listening and watching to this episode. I was willing to prepare this episode to help you achieve your goals, break through in your entrepreneurial life, and achieve happiness, success, and fulfillment. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I can't wait to publish a new episode to make a transformation in your entrepreneurial life. Bye, everyone.